Hey guys, so we're going to film a couple of videos today about core strength, and then we're going to move into one about balance. So that's what's coming next. I want to talk to you a little bit today about core strength. It is a buzzword, a catchphrase. Here's the deal though. Let's talk about what it really means. Mayo Clinic, I'm going to read from my notes, defines core strength as core strength exercises as those that strengthen your abdominal muscles, back muscles, and muscles around your pelvis. They go farther to say that it makes physical activities easier. So I'm going to tell you a physical therapist viewpoint on what core strength means. Core strength means you can do the things you want to do for the rest of your life. If you don't have core strength, it leads to many problems. Herniated disc, leaky bladders, let's see, what else? Chronic pain. I mean, it's tons and tons of problems that come from the fact that your core muscles are weak. People spend hours at the gym on the treadmill. I mean, banging it out, burning those calories, but they never think about these group of muscles that support your body. That's what they do. That's their job. And so if we're not strengthening these muscles and keeping them strong through maintenance and just continuing to work them, then it's going to lead to many problems. I don't care how many hours you run on the treadmill. You're going to have problems if you don't build your core. So I personally think that core work needs to be in every workout that you do. You don't have to spend 30, 45 minutes on it. It can be as simple as a couple of exercises each time you go to the gym or do your home workouts. But I do think it's critical. Okay, and so finally, I want to just say this. I see a lot of patients later on in life, like getting into their 70s and 80s, that are having huge problems with falling and having these chronic pain, back pain issues. And it's hard to build the core strength at that point. So I'm just going to encourage all you guys who are working out now and hitting it hard to incorporate these things while you can. Now, it's never too late, and I see progress, but it's harder to build strength in this area later on. So it's best to get it while you're young and never let it go. So I hope you'll find this video helpful. We're going to demonstrate a few exercises. So I'm going to have my daughter come over. Emma's going to help me out today. Hi, she says. Hello. So we're going to start on the floor. So many of the core exercises I'm going to show you today are definitely beginner moves. And then I'll show you while we're going through how to advance these. So this first exercise is going to be a pelvic tilt, and it's a great warm-up exercise for the core every time you work them out. What you're going to do is you squeeze your butt, and it automatically tilts your pelvis back. It's called a posterior pelvic tilt. Watch really closely how her pelvis is moving when she squeezes the butt. She's going to suck that belly down, so we're activating all the muscles in the lower part of her core. So I usually have people do 20 of these just to kind of get warmed up. So she's going to get warmed up there. And then I'm going to move into the next exercise. Now, this next one, we're going to incorporate a little something else with this exercise. So we're going to take just a pillow. If you have a ball, that's great. That works really well. But if you don't, a pillow works fine. She's going to put that right between her knees. You're going to hold the stomach muscles in. And then she's going to squeeze the pillow. This is going to activate your pelvic floor muscles. So I'm going to tell you, I've had many female patients who have struggled with incontinence, which is, the inability to hold your bladder. You get leakage and things like that. That when they come to me for their back and we start doing these exercises, they report improvement in their leaky bladder. So as a woman, especially if you've ever delivered a baby, these are great exercises. They're simple and they look easy, but they're so important to activating these pelvic floor muscles that help support our back and our body from the inside. And it also helps hold our organs in. I'm just going to say that. So, super important. And again, you're wanting to hold this. So I usually have people start with like 3 to 5 seconds, but you could certainly build that up to a 10-second hold, because these muscles are what we call tonic muscles. They're holding muscles. So it's not like a quick fire, like a fast twitch, like your biceps or your something like that. It's more of a muscle that's used to holding, because it holds your body weight up. It supports you all day long. So I'm going to take this out. So in order to work these, we need to focus on building up our holding times. So that's a good progression in itself. Now, this next one, she's going to put her feet together. You can tie a stretchy band, a TheraBand, A glute band might be a little much on this one, but you could try it if that's all you've got. A light resistance one. So she's got her knees together. Stomach's going to go tight again. You're going to pull the knees about hip width apart, and you're going to hold there for about 5 count. The key to all of this, again, is the hold. So if you go through these really quickly, you're not going to get the benefit of it. So the key is to really hold each movement and to focus on holding the stomach muscles tight. That's the trick. And again, 20 of these is perfect. A good way to progress this one would be to, you could actually do this in standing would be good. Have the band and do like a little squat. That's a good advancement. So you're gonna have the constant pressure of the band, and then you're gonna I do about a half squat. Stomach's engaged, and then back up. When you come back up, you're gonna squeeze, and then you're keeping that tension back down. So you're getting a lot of activation because you're having to hold that band out, and then you're doing the squat, which works the same muscles that we're trying to activate as well. So this is a good second phase of that exercise. Now, if you're a beginner, this is my beginner exercise for activating the lower abdominals. You hold the stomach in, and you're going to march your feet slowly up, slowly down, and then go to the other side. And I usually have people repeat this for a round of 20 to 30 reps total, and that's counting each side as one. Now, you're going to really engage the core. You don't want the pelvis to rock. She has a little rocking, but she's going to really focus now that I said that. So that's what you're looking for yourself, is those little things. That's what the core, activating the core is supposed to do, prevent that rocking of the pelvis. Now, if we wanted to advance this one, we would do both legs up. So stomach's really engaged, and you're going to just bring both knees up, and then tap the floor. Tap slow, and then back up. She's a little weak on that one, but that's okay. You really want to make sure that you're holding the stomach muscles tight enough that your lower back is in contact with the floor. That's going to keep you from arching and straining in your lower back to do these exercises, especially if you're weak and trying to work on building things up. So that's why I have you start first with single legs and then move into double legs as you get stronger. So that's a good progression of that. Another progression, we don't have a stability ball, but another thing that you could move to maybe in between would be to have a stability ball, and you're going to roll it back and forth. And I do that with a lot of my patients that aren't quite ready for this progression. That's another good way to activate these muscles as well. All right, so our next ones, we're going to flip over onto your stomach. So this is going to work low back, muscles around the spine, and postural muscles. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck out of these exercises. You're going to lift the right arm with the left leg. So it's an alternating movement. Good. The core engages to keep you from rocking the pelvis. Perfect form. You want to be really careful not to feel your hip rise up off the floor, because that's a sign that you're not really engaging the core and you're getting too much of just a rocking motion. That's really not working anything. She's got good form going with this one. You can use a towel roll. She can't get her head down because of her hat, but a towel roll to rest your forehead on will keep you from straining in your neck. Now, an advancement of this one is to do lifting all fours, and with that, the head would come up as well. Perfect. Good. And usually with patients I work with that are really starting from a weak point, 5 of these can be a real challenge. But if you're more advanced in working out, you could probably do 10 to 20 easily. Again, holding, so try to hold this time for a 5 count. That makes this exercise more advanced. That's all you need to do to advance it. And then you could work up to even maybe a 10-second hold. So that's what these muscles are used to doing, so that's a good way to work them. A lot of people add weights and things with these exercises. I'm not a big fan of that idea. I think it strains too much on muscles that we're not trying to work anyway. So I feel like that if you want to really work these and get, hold time is better. Now, if you had a light set of dumbbells, maybe 1 or 2 pounds that you held in the hands, that might be okay. But that's not my favorite way to progress. All right, now all fours. All right, so she's getting in position. So this is similar to our alternating exercises, but in this position you have to really focus on not rocking. So you've got to really engage your core muscles. And again, right arm, left leg to start. Right arm, left leg. There you go. And see how the pelvis is rising up a little bit? You want to try to stop that. It's almost impossible to completely avoid it, but that's what you're trying to prevent by engaging your core. You're going to find with these that you have one side that's stronger than the other. I've seen that in just about everybody I've ever used this exercise with. And then a great way to advance this, all right, so on this one you can add a little TheraBand, and she's going to do the right arm, left leg, and you just get a little resistance going out. And so you can do heavier bands. That's another way to progress. Again, just longer hold times are probably one of your best ways to advance this exercise. Okay guys, so I hope I was able just to get across to you how important working the core is. You can add 5 minutes of exercise to any routine you're already doing and do that every time you work out. I personally think it's good to do core exercises daily, like do a little something every day. I don't always get that in myself, but I do try. So 5 minutes of these exercises and then work on advancing them, and you're going to see a big difference, I think. So I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, I hope you'll like it and subscribe to this channel, where you'll find lots of information about health, lifestyle, wellness, things to make you better. See you next time.